Looks like it's time to fix these shoes. I was in the deep woods yesterday and I tried to climb a pile of rocks and the shoe gave way. I have an uncle who was a banker. He worked for the same bank for 45 years, the Shawmut Bank. But he also owned a cobble shop on the corner of 5th and Main. That's where he made a few extra bucks, supplementing his salary. And they go down there. Plus I got a call from him the other day. He says, come visit me, I got a little gift for you. He says, I got an RGM watch. I'm not really a watch guy. I think the last time I wore a watch was in the late 80s and for a brief period. So, not really a watch guy. But anyway, looking at this shoe reminds me of a situation that happened to my uncle a long time ago. An old man shows up one night with a pair of shoes, kind of like these, and he says to him, can you fix the bottoms? So my uncle says, yeah, I can fix the bottoms. The old man says, how many days do you need? He says, give me a couple of days. So my uncle said it looked like the old man was suffering from dementia, a little bit. But anyway, so my uncle starts to work on the shoes, and deep inside he finds a little manila envelope. On the outside of the envelope there was an address written, and on the inside was this key. So my uncle took the key in the manila envelope and put it in a drawer. He fixed the shoes, and a month went by, a couple of months went by, 3 months went by, 6 months went by, nobody showed up for the shoes. So my uncle, being a curious guy, one night he hopped in his car and he drove to the place where the manila envelope had the address. It's on the other side of the tracks, and in that part of town it's all old warehouses. Look like they were built in the late 1800s, early 1900s. So anyway, he located the address and he went to the door. He tried the knob and the door opened up. He went inside. The whole place was empty except for a little safe in the corner of the building. It was a stainless steel safe, and he thought to himself, maybe this key fits that safe. So he put the key in the lock and it turned. He opened it up and it matched. And inside that safe, inside the safe, was an old revolver. So my uncle grabbed the revolver, starts looking at it, and immediately a few cops show up. Apparently somebody saw my uncle going into this place trespassing, so they called the police, and police showed up and they asked him, what are you doing here? My uncle explained the situation about the shoe, the old man and all that. So they kind of understood. They didn't really press charges, or they didn't press charges at all. But they took the gun and they tested it. They always test ballistics in case it was involved in something. It came back clean. And then they looked up the old man, and the old man had immigrated from Romania in the 1930s. So one of the detectives said, why don't we check the Romanian police departments over there and see if they have any information on this gun. So a few weeks went by, they contacted the Romanian authorities and they did a ballistics check on that gun. And it turns out in 1931 that gun was used in 16 murders. And they couldn't solve it. They didn't know who the serial killer was. They had one thing in common though. Every single person that died had a dog that barked at night. So they assumed that whoever was killing these people was pissed off at the fact that he couldn't sleep at night because they had dogs that barked. Anyway, the gun matched. The gun matched ballistics from the murders, and apparently this guy fled Romania just before World War II and came to the U.S. because he felt that the police were closing in on him. So they solved that, and then after they solved that, they gave my uncle this key as a souvenir. So my uncle gave me this key as a souvenir to remember him by, although I would remember him anyway without the key because I have a memory of him and the key is not responsible. Anyway, I think I want to go down and visit my uncle right now and get my shoe fixed. He's open late.